This episode of the Triangle Offense podcast is hosted and sponsored by Unheralded Media. Unheralded Media is a digital media collective formed all by the love of basketball. So if you make videos, podcasts, articles, or you're a photographer or a videographer, and you love and specialize in making content surrounding the game of basketball, come to Unheralded and we'll host and sponsor your content. Whether it's NBA, WNBA, NCAA, or even the high school level, we'll take in your content and you can join us and form a special community. So if you do want to join, DM us at Unheralded on Instagram, Twitter, and all the other social media platforms you can find on our website, www.unheralded.xyz/web. Thank you for listening. Welcome back to another episode of the Triangle Offense podcast, the only podcast that could also probably beat the Clippers right now. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, we don't got the big man, Nahum, busy man, busy hooper. But luckily, we are very fortunate to have very special guests on deck. And we are very lucky to have the boy Phritz in the building filling in for us today. Yes, sir. Introduce yourself, my boy.
Man, what's up, y'all? So, like he said, my name is Fritz Napoleon, senior now here in Patterson University. I'm the producer for WP Sports X over there, award-winning college radio station and TV show. So check that out if y'all guys can.
That's a tough man right there. The resume crazy.
So
You can drop your sports page. Drop your sports
Not
page.
worried.
Oh, I say that. Drop it in the chat.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna link that. Today, we got a little calm show for you guys today. Obviously, we are still in the very busy beginning of the NBA season. Last week was kind of talking about highs and lows of the season so far. This week we're going to dig into the players a little bit now that we have some sample sizes coming in. Obviously, we have some spicy topics that are going to come up with different teams. But like always, we're going to keep it short, sweet, and simple. We're going to start this week, like usual, with the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to talk about the most surprising player for each team, most disappointing player for each team. And like I said, we're going to start with the Hawks. Who want to go first? You want to do disappointing first or surprising first?
We could do disappointing. We could do disappointing first.
I bet.
Me the bad news first. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, wait. Which one? You want to go first, Mike?
Yeah, I'll go first. For the Hawks, I think it's kind of obvious who the most disappointing would probably be. Trae Young hasn't been himself per se. And like me and Harold and Nahum were talking about a couple episodes back, how he's regressed in a weird way, and how everybody was just kind of expecting him to shut the noise. That's all I have to say. Like, obviously he's not playing well. I think he'll pick it up though. It's just like as of right now, he's probably my most disappointing player on the Hawks.
Nah, I agree. Like we were saying before, it's like it's weird for him. Like you look at the numbers, everything is down. His three is down, like nasty. He's shooting like 29% from three.
Yeah.
He's still giving you the 10 assists per game, but it's like you look at the turnover, he's averaging like 4 turnovers. He's shooting 35% from the field. That's like Fred VanVleet numbers. It's just like I don't really know what's going on with him. The Hawks as a whole, they picking it up a little bit, but like overall, he's supposed to be their leader. And it's like we were saying before, like Trae Young got a weird career.
Right.
But I just feel like this season, like now is not the time to be having a dip in your career. So that's also my most disappointing player. Fritz, what you think? What you think about?
Yeah, Trae definitely took a step back for sure. But one player that I just personally wanted to see take another step is Bogey for sure, Bogdanovic.
I feel you.
I expected him to really be, like that third guy for the Hawks in terms of just offensive production, but averaging 13 a game, I definitely think he's capable of giving you at least 17, borderline 20
100%.
in his career. I feel like he's had so many flashes in the past that at this point we're expecting greatness from him. And that just means taking another step and being that, reliable presence because Trey does so much offensively. Same thing with DeJounte Murray. And it's obvious that those players are going to have dips and some slips in their games. Of course, some games, but Bogey's really supposed to be that player that is that pad that they fall back on. So definitely thought he was going to be more hungry to start the year. Of course, it's the beginning, so he may have some time to turn that around, but 13 is not going to cut it, bro. Got to pick that up.
Nah, I feel you. And like throughout his career, it's kind of been like that. Like I feel like a lot of the league kind of forgot about Bogey. I feel
Yeah,
like at certain points in his career, he was that type of player where like I mean, like obviously he was starting and then like Kevin Herter was in there and then he left and then he was kind of starting again. Then they got DJ. So it's kind of weird. He's like in and out. But like even now, like the type of player he is, it's like he should very much be a player who's like you look to as one of the best six man in the league, and he just hasn't really been up to snuff. And like
yeah,
because of
that
that,
league.
the league kind of forgot about him. Like we was
Yeah,
talking about six man, nobody was talking about Bogey, and I think like he definitely could do a lot better than like what he's been giving us. So that's
absolutely.
valid. I feel like we was just itching to really get on Trey Young because everybody it's all eyes
Of
on him. So nah, that's a
course,
valid take. I like that. I like that.
he's the face
Absolutely.
of the franchise, so he deserves that for sure. He needs that
Nah,
criticism.
we
To help
what about no, go ahead, go ahead.
to help with Trey, like um I just feel like one with like his shooting numbers, he gotta bulk up and muscle. Because a lot of his shooting numbers going down is because he chucks up a lot of threes because of his inability to like take contact in the paint. So like if you look at Curry, Curry came into the league skinny, but throughout the years
Pretty
he bulked up,
strong,
and
bro.
now Curry's strong now. And
Another, oh,
Curry will that contact now. I think Trey needs to do that, and his efficiency will be better. Go ahead first.
Another thing though, truthfully, I really thought with the addition of DeJounte Murray, really thought I was gonna see bro off the ball a lot more.
It's
And
like he don't want to do it.
yeah, it's not. I haven't been
Yeah,
seeing that, and I feel like he has so much potential. I feel like with Trey, the thing that Trey really needs to do with definitely like bulking, but I feel like he really needs to get his cardio up there. And the type players like him, players like LaMelo, like people that have that good release, they need to start working on being able to run through screens and really make guarding you a problem because it's like he's really stagnant when the ball isn't in his hands. And for someone that can have that quickness and has that shooting ability, bro, the potential is limitless when you think of that offense with being able to have him off the ball with DeJounte Murray being the point guard with that. Even players like Bogey, Sadiq Bey that can handle it a little bit, giving him off some stagger screens, giving him some floppy action and some, a lot of things on the top of the key that can really just exploit his game a lot more. So we'll see if that happens later on.
That's well said.
I agree.
Mate, you going into most
Surprising.
surprising? I feel like mine is kind of simple because
Uh,
I was kind of high early on.
I feel like
yeah,
we're gonna have similar.
I'm gonna say DeJounte
Mm,
Okay.
only
okay.
because I feel like even with Trey not playing well, he's shouldering a lot um right now, and it's working for them. At the same time, he's night in and night out probably guarding the team's best offensive scorer, and then he's probably the guy scoring most of the points while also getting other guys those shots that they need and getting those assists and everything. So I feel like he's shouldering a lot of the team's needs, and it's working for them because aren't they're above 500 right now, correct? So yeah, like um all they need to be like better than what they are right now is just Trey, and he's been keeping the ship steady for them.
And a three
So
ball there.
and the three ball's there. That's something he never really had for real. So he's taking them with
He's
confidence.
taking them like
So
six.
Nice.
yeah, and that's a big thing too. So I just think like with Fritz saying Trey should be off ball, like once hopefully something during the season happens where Quinn Snyder is in his ear telling him like, yo, DeJounte can set you up so you can get easier shots. Hopefully that happens because DeJounte will do it. If it's one thing about DeJounte that we know, he's a very selfless player. He puts his body on the line on defense and he loves to get his teammates going and get them open shots. But yeah, my most surprising player is probably DeJounte right now.
For
I
sure.
say, I say for me, it's really Jalen Johnson for me. I just feel like people were really like waiting on him in Atlanta. I feel like when he was drafted, it was a weird situation, and then he kind of just it was getting to a point where it was seeming like it just wasn't going to pan out. And like I was saying before, I don't know why when they lost John Collins, they were starting Sadiq Bey. I felt like Jalen Johnson should be starting and just getting more reps, just because like the body of player he is, he's a very impactful like work guy for a team, especially for the Hawks. So for like Quinn Snyder as the season started to kind of see like he needs to be starting the effort that he's been putting forth, and now that he is their starter, I feel like they're in a much better place as like a complete lineup. So just like the improvement of the body of work that he's had so far for the season, it's I won't say it's surprising. It's just me giving him his due credit because I felt like it was coming. He just needed the right opportunity. So I'm just glad like he's off to the really good start that he's on.
Go ahead, Fritz.
Yeah, yo. Truthfully, I was going to say the same. Like Jalen Johnson, really for me, is coming to his own offensively. And truthfully, like when John Collins first got traded, I thought that one thing was going to happen was both of those wings, Jalen Johnson and DeAndre Hunter, their games were going to be unlocked to an extent. And I feel like we've seen flashes of a Hunter in the past where, I mean, it is even a down year for him. I could have picked him for disappointing as well because I've expected a little bit more from him. But I feel like now Jalen Johnson's really coming into his size and he's coming in and understanding what his role is for this Atlanta Hawks team. And I feel like if he really puts it all together, he can be that third best player for them if he really puts in the hours and puts in the reps because he has that size. I mean, there's not too many 6'8" wings out there that are that fluid with motion and have a shooting stroke as well. But the thing that really jumps off the page to me that I feel like he improved a lot is shot selection and just field goal percentage in general. I mean, even in that game where DeJounte Murray hit that game-winning shot against the Magic, he had about 19 points with over 50% field goal percentage.
Not
In that,
worried.
yeah,
Right.
50, and just looking at the season right now, 58.9% from the field. That's ninth overall in the league for his position, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like just being more efficient and coming into his own and finding his place in the Hawks offense really makes him the most improved for this team. I think he can take them pretty far.
I like that answer. With me, I like for most surprising, I was gonna say Jalen Johnson too, but I just think DeJounte Murray has just been so good at keeping the ship steady for them. So I had to give him his credit for that. I
Nah,
had to.
he deserved that credit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Mike run off the next one.
What's the next one, bro?
You know the next one
Oh, disappointing. Oh wait, no, most improved for
for nah next team.
yeah.
For Celtics? What
Yeah,
is it? Okay. Uh, most disappointing on the Celtics. I'm gonna go say Peyton Pritchard right now. Um, I know some people who are going to be watching this probably going to say, "Oh no, Jalen Brown." Blah blah blah. Only reason why I'm not saying Jalen Brown because I know he's going to pick it up. So
he's
I
already
don't.
started.
Yeah, and he's already starting to do that. So I'm not necessarily worried about that. Um, Peyton Pritchard, he got paid, and the Celtics are giving him what he wanted in terms of a bigger role. And I can't say that he's taking advantage of the opportunity. And a lot of it is at the end of the day, he's going to give you a great effort and high energy, but in terms of producing, like putting the ball in the basket, uh he hasn't been necessarily good at it, but a lot of it is because he's not taking shots. Um and that's my problem with it. The Celtics are giving him that opportunity to run with Jason Tatum, Sam Hauser. I think they run with Kristaps Porzingis. I think that's usually the lineup he gets the most minutes with. Um, and one thing Tatum is going to do in that lineup is get his shooters looks when he uses his gravity. So like all I want is for Peyton Pritchard to do when he gets that opportunity is to take the shots. In the preseason, he seemed to have all the confidence in the world. And right now it just seems like he lost it. And I'm gonna give him his props for the last game because he played great his last game. He made a lot of winning plays, offensive rebounds. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna just give him his props for that. But I just need to see like a more consistent like game from him, and I want more confidence. I want the confidence he had in the preseason to translate to the regular season. That's all. It's just a confidence thing.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I'm with you in terms of Peyton Pritchard. It was very close for me. It was kind of a toss up for me because like I, I I'm not really liking like the whole product of Drew Holiday that I'm seeing right now. But like I cut him slack just because he's kind of old. And like last year we was already seeing like the offense regress a little bit. So I didn't
Okay.
expect him to like pick it up when he's being put into a brand new team and he has to get adjusted in his own way. So I'm just kind of cutting him that slack just because I know he's going to be a winning player down the stretch, regardless. Even if the offense isn't there, like I think he's been doing a good job defensively. Obviously, it's not as good as it has been in past years, and like the playmaking has done a lot of help in my opinion. But like just like Mike saying about Peyton Pritchard, like it's one of those situations where it's like you got more eyes on you now that you got paid, and it was a headline, and like me and Mike, we was talking about it, like the way he's playing in the preseason, like all them years talking about Peyton Pritchard, like it looked like it was finally about to pay off. So it's like you watching the games and you're seeing like him just like not take advantage of his offensive ability. And it's like he gets the opportunity. Like he's still playing like 20 minutes a game. So
Exactly.
just to see him not try to like stick out on their bench, especially now that he has this new contract, I was pretty like disappointed. But I just feel like I'm hoping it's like an ebb and flow of the season type of thing. I feel like once they really like the Celtics as a whole, like we're already certain of them as a team to some extent, but I just feel like maybe it's just a little early in the season. He gotta get his nerves back, and once he starts getting comfortable in the units that he's in, I feel like it'll jump up a little bit. So Mike already got it under control in terms of how I'm feeling.
Yeah, for me, I think age is knocking at the door of Al Horford, like for
I ain't
real.
want to touch it. I even want to bring
You
it up.
know,
I was
you
like, I
know.
can't see it.
So it's like with me, like for sure, Drew took a step back, but I feel as though with y'all, I mean y'all, I'm talking like Mike because I know those are his boys. I feel like y'all really lucked out because it's like y'all got rid of Marcus Smart and got a player that did everything Marcus Smart did that was great, much better, and he's already better offensively. So it's like you getting those 12 from Drew right now is not that bad when you know he can, like may all like pop off at 35 or so in the playoffs. So
Or
that's cool and I think Pritchard definitely needs to step up, but for as far as that backup center position, I feel as
yeah,
though that Horford is like he doesn't provide a new wrinkle, like at least last year, and the rest up to him because it's really sad what happened to him down in Portland, but Robert Williams was really that guy that provided those mean, put backs, the rim protection, and Porzingis is known for that, but and this may be a controversial take, but I feel like Porzingis gets blocks because he's tall. Just that's just it. Like I don't feel like it's
Nah,
really
I agree
That's
with
how
you.
I feel. That's how I feel about Rudy Gobert. That's how I feel
yeah,
about.
but like if you go in on Porzingis, you may get your stuff swatted, but it's just like I don't really view him as that mean, enforcer in the middle that Robert Williams was. So I really would like to see if this team is rolling and if they have a great record, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But if they come into some trouble, I would be really interested to see come that trade deadline if they would like to go lower an age for that backup center or power forward position. Really get you a athletic forward that can run the floors a lot faster and just provide a wrinkle that the Celtics don't have right now. Because it's like when you look at Horford right now, what does he really give you that Porzingis doesn't do better at every single thing? He's already much more mobile than him. Far much better 3-pointer. I feel like at this point in his career, like he shoots them, but he's not that confident with them. He's shooting like 35% from the field already. And from a center, you don't want to see that at all. From a center, your field goal percentage should be well over 50% at least. So I definitely think that they should get younger in that position because Porzingis doesn't have the best injury history at all. So Porzingis, like heaven forbid, Porzingis does go down, and you're looking at Al Horford to defend your Embiids and your Giannis's of the world in the playoffs. That's not a good situation at all.
No, I feel like when the whole Drew Holiday transaction was happening, that was like my biggest concern, like losing Robert Williams. Because after
Yeah.
that, it's like I looked at the bench and it was like it wasn't really no bigs, and then it was like okay, then Horford going to be their backup center, and like Mike, you know how I get about Al Horford, but like last season, I kind of thought like okay, he's old, like his time was up, and he kind
Right.
of put together like a really decent season. Like I gave him a lot of credit, so I think like now it's like okay, like he's on the bench now. It's not like it's kind of really catching up to him. So I will agree. I will say like I kind of I kind of just chose to ignore it just because like I gave him his credit. I think I look at Al Horford and I'm still looking back to like the finals and stuff like that, where he was really just like playing up. And it's kind of like how I look at a player like Kevin Love nowadays, or like even like Kyle Lowry. Like Mike, you already know how I get about Kyle Lowry, but it's like a player just hits like a certain age, and it's just like you kind of treat them like a senior citizen. Like you gotta pay them their respect, like they served in Iraq or something like that. So it's like you can't even be mad at him. He just
Yeah.
up there in age. But nah, I do feel like for Al Horford, the disappointing talk goes more looking forward for the Celtics season, like you said, like the trade deadline. So yeah, that was a valid take. Mike, who are you impressed by in
Yeah.
Boston?
Before I get into I'm impressed, I agree with Fritz. I love that take. I get it too. Only reason why I'm not necessarily like um worried about it because I know once we get Nehemiah's Queta back from his foot injury management, he's probably going to be taking some minutes away from Al Horford.
Mhm.
Um, so and I
And
like him a lot. So yeah.
And it's like with the Celtics, it's like they're so good in the beginning now. It's really a good problem to have because all like the bad things that I mentioned are in a way hypothetical. Like we really haven't really seen a game where you can point to Al Horford and be like, okay, like you were the problem with this. Like Tatum has definitely improved a lot, and I really like what I've seen from Porzingis overall. I thought that he was gonna, possibly take that Chris Bosh role to heart when he first came to the this team, but he was really able to get in games that Jaylen Brown isn't playing up to his potential. He's definitely been able to demand the ball and take what's his. A couple of 20 and 30-point games for him that resulted in wins. So I think the Celtics are going to be pretty good this year. I really think that if y'all don't make it this year to the finals, it's like damn, you know. So yeah.
My most impressive or person I'm most surprised by I'm gonna go out and say definitely Porzingis. I love the Porzingis trade. Well, I had a love-hate relationship with it. We all know why. I love Marcus Smart. I hated to see him go. But on the bright side, we did get Porzingis. But only Porzingis is way better than I thought he was going to be. He looks way better than I thought he was going to be, and uh, he's bought in to what the Celtics are trying to do there, and this is the most engaged and happy I've seen him since before he went down with the Knicks. So and like Fritz said, like Porzingis has been really good, and I don't think you're going to get many 7-footers who are pulling the three from as deep as he is, as fast as he is.
Yeah,
Uh,
no hesitation.
yeah, he's a great passer. So if he's getting doubled on the block, he can easily like look at the floor and pass it out. Um, like Fritz said, he gets blocks because he's tall, but he does move around in that paint when he needs to. Um, and he does try his best on the defensive end. He's an okay defender. He's not elite, but he does what he needs to do in order to help the team win. And that's all we can ask for him. And yeah, God forbid he stays healthy because he's obviously proven to be a big part of Boston's championship hopes when that time comes.
I feel like for me, I feel like that was always my gripe with Porzingis was like after he came back from injury and like Dallas wasn't working out and they kind of got rid of him and then he was in Washington. I was like, and he still put together like a really great season, but with players like that, it's like if they're disengaged, then they lose. If they lose their edge, they just really lose their impact on the floor. So when he got traded to Boston, I was like, this is exactly what he needed for his career. I feel like he's going to be fired up, and I will say I was surprised by the amount that he really took advantage of. Is taking advantage of this new opportunity. But I was one of the people last year really pointing out to everybody that like, yo, I know Washington sucks, but like, look at what Kristaps Porzingis is putting together right here. Like he's very serviceable to a contended team. So I'm glad that he has this opportunity. He's taking advantage of it because I feel like that was a question for a lot of people was like his attitude towards contributing. Um, so for him to do it, I will say that is a bit surprising. I feel like for me, my most surprising player is more so me kind of giving credit to a really good bench player that I feel like doesn't get the credit that they should get. I feel like Sam Hauser goes under the radar like a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
He's been with Boston for 3 seasons now. And each year he's getting a little bit more minutes and he's really taking advantage of it. And like just to start the season, the the offense that he has added, the boost that he has added to this team has not gone unnoticed by me. He's had a couple really great bench performances so far. I know he had like the 17-point game. I think that was like what on the first.
Yeah.
I think like the game before the last game they played, he had like 15.
All
So
while
it's just
playing
like
defense at the same time. Like
great defense, which I didn't even know he had in his bag like that. So I would it's not nothing deep. It's just seeing him come out the gate like this and really impact a team that's aiming high. And when you're a team that's aiming high to have players like that kind of come out the woodworks is like you have to give credit where credit was due. So I was taken aback. Going into the season, like I knew when he was with Houston, I knew when he got to the Celtics, I just knew he was like another white guy shooter. But it's like the the level of shooting that he's been putting on so far, 45% on 6 attempts is just like that's irreplaceable in today's league. So that's my most surprising player. I just had to give him some credit. So,
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yo, I'm gonna show some love to another point guard on this team, yo. It's Derek White. I mean, I don't know. He's been acting brand new since he shaved his head, bro. Not gonna lie. With me, it's really the field goal percentage with me that really just sticks out for him. I'll just show right now at home he's shooting 55% right now, 50% flat from three. regular season overall, 42% from three and 50% from the field. But it's his availability for me. You know, they showed a stat on ESPN a couple of days ago that the only games that Derek White has missed in the past
when he
couple of
had kids.
Yeah,
US
only when he had kids.
days when he had kids, and that just shows the dedication and the fight that this guy's going to put on. And I didn't think you were going to hear this, but just a shout out Popovich real quick. You can really see just how players that leave the Spurs, they really just carry that energy and they really just carry that buy-in attitude with you, because I feel as though that with the Celtics, they can ask Derek White to do anything for that team, and I feel like he can adequately provide it. If they need him to play defense on the best perimeter point guard the other opposing team has to offer, he's going to do that. If they need him to score over 20 points that given night, he's going to do that as well. He's a pretty solid playmaker, and you can't leave him open as well. So even in games that, Peyton Pritchard or Drew Holiday does slip a little bit, you have somebody that's very reliable and that has in the past given you over 30 points when you really just need it, and you really need him to step up and just be that guy for you. So shout out to Derek White. Something about people shaving their heads late in their careers, man. It just gives them that extra boost.
Nah, that's extremely valid. And that's another one of the reasons why I feel like the Celtics front office felt content sacrificing something that meant so much to their team away from the box score like Marcus Smart, because it's like it's one thing getting a player back like Drew Holiday, and obviously it's like the defense comparisons is like pretty level, but it was just like the heart. It's like you want to go out and compete, you need a dog. And I feel like they felt comfortable making this move, not only getting Drew Holiday in return, but just seeing the leap in terms of intangibles that Derek White has taken. And it's like now he's all defense. He's at a height in his career right now where you're asking people like, who's the best role player in the NBA? And it's like you have to say his name. So
I feel
just like, yeah, go
he's
ahead.
become that heart for that team.
Exactly.
I feel like every team just really needs that guy that they can look to for that energy. And it's like it's different from being a leader. I feel like that's Jason Tatum's team for sure. And of course he has an emotional connection with those guys that's going to make them fight for him. But I feel like the glue for that team right now is Derek White and what he's providing for them. I feel like he's really just buying into that program, and I wouldn't be surprised at all that if they do win the finals this year, he's going to be just as instrumental as a Jaylen Brown or a Jason Tatum to that playoff run or finals run in general, because I feel like he has what it takes. He definitely has what it takes to be that guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love Derek White, man. Love Derek White. And I hated him at first. Hell no.
Bro, I had to convince him that Derek White was a fantastic pickup.
You ain't mess with him, bro?
At first, no, because like I just didn't think that's what we needed. And then like he had a rocky start. So that just played into everything. And then but as soon as he started picking it up, I was like, okay, I see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like y'all front office is cooking, bro. That front office really is cooking.
I try to tell him, trust Brad Stevens.
I do trust Brad Stevens. I do with my life.
Brooklyn, man. I feel like I might be too hard on my player.
I feel like we have the same player.
My players is the man himself. It's Mikal Bridges, bro.
Yes. I was about to get into that too.
And the reason why is just like, we talked about it going into the season. It was like, can he take the offensive challenge, or is it just not what would be best for him as a player? And like coming out into the season, like the offense really it's not holding strong. It's about 20 a game, but you look at the shooting and it's really not hot. The three's not there. Like, the finishing is decent, but it's like he's not even really shooting. And
Yeah.
like obviously, as we've seen, Cam Thomas is breaking out and he's becoming like their first option on offense.
Uh-huh.
And I won't say it's disappointing, but I feel like they committed to Cam. They committed to Mikal Bridges being their guy, being their leading guy to get it on offense. And I think although it may be disappointing to some, I think it's put them in a very good situation to have because now that Cam Thomas has come out and shown that like he is the bucket guy because we've seen him have performances previously, but now he's getting the minutes to back it up. And I think what may just be best for Mikal Bridges is just to be a second option, a third option, and just be a phenomenal two-way guy that could give you a very good 17 a game rather than somebody you're looking for in today's NBA where if you're a third option, if you're a first option, like we need you to average 25 points per game minimum. So I feel like the disappointment just comes in him not really having that to start, but in the grand scheme of things, I still feel like he's really still been great for them. It's just we're gonna have to look at his role kind of differently. I think we may have jumped the gun on Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Truthfully, with me though, I think like what Mikal Bridges like he is what we thought he was already, you know. Like
Yeah.
truthfully, I knew Mikal could go out and get buckets, but I never really looked at him as like that guy. I just feel as though he was the best player that Brooklyn could have gotten back in that trade, and that's just how the chips fell. But I definitely think Brooklyn has set themselves in to be a prime candidate for a superstar to jump into. I mean, when you look at that
Yes.
roster, everything that they've done is perfect. So for Mikal Bridges to be your second or third guy behind Cam Thomas, but it's just looking at this team now, the guy that I think that just is still letting me down is Ben Simmons. And it's like he's doing the thing with Ben Simmons that's just so frustrated, bro, is that I want him to do so well, and he has all the intangibles, and it's like he's doing it to an extent. So, like right now, he's giving you 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists right now. But can you just imagine if he was attacking the basket and just playing with that same intensity that he was in Philadelphia? I've just never really seen it where a player has just lost that like drive, you know. It's really interesting to see. We've definitely seen people regress from a physical standpoint, but I think it's been a while since we've really just witnessed a mental regression of this standpoint. You know, back in 2017, 2018, when Ben Simmons is getting a defensive rebound and he's pushing the court, if nobody's available, he's dunking on you. And it's like there's no, even but when the free throw shooting was a little issue, he was still comfortable getting to that line and at least going, 1 for 2. He was content with that. But it's like now he's been reduced to a dribble handoff guy. Like that's all that he's been reduced to is setting screens and getting only really being a threat when he's getting the ball off the roll. But other than that, like from the key on, he's been irrelevant. And I feel like that he's another person that can really unlock that offense and make it a lot better because with Cam Thomas, I mean, I feel like he's great, but he gets to the point where it's not that many ball handlers around him, so that he has to do too much. I feel like if Ben really was trying to put this into words, but if he was really assertive and was really commanding that offense and seeing the possibilities of Cam possibly being off the ball, coming off screens with Ben Simmons, attracting an extra person because he's driving and being aggressive, that could really take this team to another step. But he's just really not doing it. I feel like he's just not realizing what he can really bring to this team right now. So definitely still disappointed with him. He fooled me again in the offseason, by the way. His workouts in the summer, bro, he always drags me into believing, but I feel like it's cooked. It's cooked for him right now.
I can't believe the workout videos in the summer, man.
Bro, they're so deceiving. Bro. They're so
I
deceiving.
for Ben Simmons, I thought about it. I feel like for me, I'm still holding out just because like when he started the season, I saw some like flashes and not like little flashes, but like legitimate flashes of like what he would used to do. And then he got banged up. So like I'm holding my breath like he come back and maybe he get a little bit more momentum. But it's like he's still on. I have him on watch because like at this point it's like it's now or never. Like it's been too long. So it's like, is this who you are now, or are you still going through it?
It's just
Um,
he can give you a triple double in his sleep. It's just if he wants to,
she
man.
wants to.
He wants
So
to.
Yeah,
Mike, oh yeah, Mike, yours is Mikhail too. So
yeah.
it's
You
like
said
okay,
everything
okay,
about
okay.
Mikhail for
Yeah.
me, so I don't think I need to chime in on Mikhail. You said everything perfectly.
My most surprising, I'm gonna go. It's just is a player who I've always been very high on. I was very high on him when he was with the Lakers, and then they stopped playing him. My player, Lonnie Walker. I love Lonnie Walker. I've always had good things to say about Lonnie Walker all the way when he was back on the Spurs. He's just a
Yes.
fantastic role player. He's a fantastic bench guy. He's uber athletic, and like one thing he does wherever he is he just shoots the lights out the ball. Like he's playing 21 minutes a game, but he's still shooting above 50% from the field. He's only getting 11 shots and he makes them at a very fantastic rate. He's shooting 45% from three. And the thing about Lonnie Walker is like I don't understand why he's a guy that teams just don't pick up. I feel like he's the kind of player that you need on your bench. I was super frustrated when like the Lakers changed up their roster a lot and they just stopped playing him. I don't feel like he's that bad on defense at all where he shouldn't be seeing the floor. So to see him like come into Brooklyn, he was one of their later signings for him to kind of come in and keep up the good work. It kind of took me off guard because I was very high on the Nets defense all around. Like obviously, just the names that they have, it's like their potential is through the roof. But offensively, they're kind of in a space where it's like they need all the help they could get because it's kind of wonky. So just to see him come out and give a good 15 points a game was like, good on him.
Right. Yeah, I that was the same thing with me. Lonnie Walker, just a great high energy guy to come off your bench. You need guys like those on your team. He's just gonna give his 100. He's gonna give 110% every time he steps out on the floor. Um, and yeah, like I don't understand why the Lakers just didn't play him, let him go, because they thought the grass was greener on the other side with Gabe Vincent, and obviously it isn't. Um, so yeah, man. Kudos to the Nets signing him, man.
I think we're unanimous on this one. Lonnie's
Yeah,
playing out of his mind, and like he won a playoff game for the Lakers last year. So
exactly.
so this is I don't feel like it's like a controversial take to feel like he was one of them ones, and I feel like he should have been a primary focus for them to resign this offseason because like you said it's this meme where like players lose their powers when they come play with LeBron, and I
He ain't
feel
lose
like
his
it's
powers.
He
completely
did not
true.
lose his powers.
Bro, like I don't know. I like Gabe Vincent. I never really thought. I like. Don't get me wrong. I never viewed Gabe Vincent as like top 15 point guard or anything. But it's just like, damn, bro. Like, give me something. And everything that you expected Gabe to at least do or provide, Lonnie Walker is doing it 10 times better. I mean, imagine that Lakers team right now with Lonnie Walker being as effective as he is and potentially leading that second unit or starting because arguably he's doing better than Austin Reeves right now, you know?
Right,
So
right.
it's really just one of those what ifs. And I feel like when you get to the trade deadline or even the all-star break, that's definitely going to be a player that the Jeannie Buss and the Lakers front office is really going to regret letting go and letting walk for relatively cheap too. So the Nets definitely fleeced on this one. It'll be really interesting to see how he progresses having the ball in his hand and just having such a green light. So I think that this stage in his career being on Brooklyn right now is definitely going to help his progression and help how he evolves. So we'll see how his game progresses over the course of this year.
Yes, sir. We're gonna pick up the pace and dig into these teams. We got Charlotte. We got the Charlotte Hornets. Um, it's weird for me.
This
I
is
feel like it's a I feel like it's a lot of I feel like it's a lot of players like I could kind of say are like down. I feel like for me, I'm just gonna say Terry Rozier. Um, just because to be somebody that their offense to be somebody that's so instrumental in their offense, and he has been for since he's gotten there for that was that 4 years now. Um, he just he just hasn't started the season very well. I mean, like he's always been one of those players where it's like you roll the dice and you kind of just hope like he's very dialed in offensively, but he's a little banged up and the shots aren't falling. Obviously, like this team. And one thing about the Charlotte Hornets early too is like we're seeing them play, and they play up a little bit. Like they're playing these teams and they're competing, and it comes down the stretch, and then they lose, and it's like when you're dealing with a team like that, it's like everybody has to be on their A game. You can't not be good on your shot selection. You can't be whiffing shots. You can't waste possessions. Like you can't waste possessions. And like a guy like LaMelo coming out, and he's been down the stretch. He's been dialed in.
right.
But it's a collective effort, and it's like Gordon Hayward, bless his heart, like he's really been pretty stagnant since he's gotten to Charlotte, and then after that you look at they offensive pieces. It's like PJ Washington, not really. You got the bigs, like the bigs. They're obviously those aren't perimeter threats. And then like Brandon Miller, he's been up and down. I'll still give him slack because this is the start of his career. So it's like when it's like that, it's like who else you got to look to, and then this is Terry Rozier. So I mean, like just for that, I think I gotta say it's him.
Truthfully, with me, it's like with the Hornets, it's hard for me to say someone's disappointing because it's just like they are who they
They are
are.
disappointed team.
Yeah, it's just like they are. I mean, it's like as a front, and this is like me that's not a general manager that's just looking at this. It's like, so like just look. Let's look at the team right now. You have Lonzo Ball and Terry Rozier starting 1 and 2 guard, two undersized guards that don't like playing defense. So you have that an unathletic wing that's way past his prime and doesn't have the best of knees and Gordon Hayward. So you have that. PJ Washington is meh, like he's sometimes there, he sometimes isn't, averaging 15 points a game, but it's like that's not really gonna take you over the hump in an Eastern Conference. One player that I do like though is Mark Williams. I
I
do
was
think
I was going to get into that. I
so.
was
Like yeah, so like
Is that our surprising player?
yeah, yeah,
like so
yeah.
like he's great, and of course like Brandon Miller is a rookie, so I can't really say too much about him, but I feel like they're just a team that really needs to commit to letting Lonzo be that one guard, and Terry Rozier needs to be traded. I don't know why like this project with Terry and Lonzo being the 1 and 2 is still going in Charlotte, because it just doesn't work. You have two shot chuckers and Lonzo's already the better playmaker, so I feel like they need to trade Terry for someone that is at least at least taller, at least
Yeah.
bigger and a more complete shooting guard that doesn't have point guard tendencies.
You keep saying you're getting the wrong ball, brother, bro. You keep saying Lonzo.
I said Lonzo. Oh, my fault. My fault. Oh,
You about to make
I'm
me
just
start
in the
crying, bro.
I'm just in the zone, bro. I'm wondering why you
It's like
lying. Why you
I miss
crying?
Lonzo, bro. You can't keep saying his name, bro. I'm about to start crying.
But yo, LaMelo, bro, damn, we don't even know if Lonzo gonna play again. But
Don't say that, bro.
yeah, I know that sucks. But I'm hoping. But his knee stubborn. It don't want to act right. But yeah, I feel like this team is just stuck in purgatory. I'm messing my words up. But purgatory, bro. Like they just don't know what's going on. They've been the same way they were the past 3 years. So I think they need to just make a change or something.
They need to be scared straight.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
And
I agree. Like,
Hayward needs to go. Hayward and Rozier need to have their bags packed by the end of this year.
Elvet.
yeah, I agree. Like the Hornets are kind of just in a weird state right now as a franchise. Like even Michael Jordan had to get rid of him. So
Like
it's
they're
just,
good enough to be in games, but they're not good enough to win those close games.
and I'm gonna chalk that up reason up to just them being a young, inexperienced team that doesn't win a lot. Cause that does play into things because they don't necessarily know how to win those close games.
Mhm.
And granted, uh that game where they played the Pacers and LaMelo Ball clamped up Tyrese. We just gotta. I think it's also up to LaMelo, taking that role, that leadership role, that lead by example role, kind of.
But does he have that character though?
That's the problem. It's
Because I
like
feel like Lonzo, I said it again. LaMelo is like in the stage of his career where he's like, I feel like LaMelo's just a rock star, you know? Like I
like
don't feel like he's really like sat down with himself and been like, yo, I'm the vet or I'm the leader of this franchise right now. And I think that they're in a point where they need a more established vet because even Gordon Hayward in his younger days wasn't the most vocal leader, you know. I feel like that team really just needs an established veteran that can establish a culture and that allows people to follow because LaMelo is still young himself, you know? So I don't think that he really has the traits to be that leader that can like have other people follow his path, but he definitely needs to at least find it, you know, or at least try to figure out ways to connect with the younger ones on the team and just make that more of a cohesive unit. But I'm not seeing it right now.
what's the next team? Or what's the next team?
Now we gotta talk about Mark Richards. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mark
Mark
Williams.
Williams. Oh,
Mark
surprise! Oh
Williams.
yeah,
I was thinking Nick Richards and
Mark
Mark
Williams.
Williams at the same time. Yeah, we gotta
I,
talk about Mark Williams.
yeah,
I
Mark.
feel
I
like,
think
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Mark Williams has been one of the few bright spots
Bright
for the
spots.
for the Hornets, and mostly because there's obviously a future there in him.
That pick and
I've
roll
liked
is
I've liked the pickup of Mark Williams from when he was drafted. I've there's something about those bigs who just know how to play their role at a high level in terms of shot blocking, rebounding, and being that guy to dump it down to and dunk on somebody. So yeah, like I said, he's been one of the Hornets' few bright spots, and obviously there can be something there with him and LaMelo Ball in the future.
I
yeah.
agree. You hit it on the head. I just feel like you get a young star like LaMelo, especially when he's a guard and he has the playmaking ability. It's like the least you could do is like go out and find you a good young center to place with him. And Hornets have struggled when it comes to drafting and making the right choices in that's been like the last 10, 15 years, but they really did a good job pairing him with LaMelo Ball, and I feel like they're gonna grow together, and with time, I'm not gonna put any labels on them soon, but if they have enough reps together and they both elevate together, it's gonna be a kind of a situation where like James Harden, he grew up in Houston, and the majority of the time he had that Clint Capella with him, and it was just a match made in heaven. So it's like
Right.
you get LaMelo, a player like that, that's a good foundation of something good. They just got to get the rest of the roster together.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like he really just matches that play style. I mean, look, just a couple of days ago, he had 21 and 24, 21 points, 24 rebounds and a win. So he's really efficient when he gets down there, 73% on a year. And has great size, great mobility, great footwork, can run the court, definitely gets back on defense. So I feel like he's one of the cornerstones. I feel like they have it made, like LaMelo, they have Mark Williams, and they have why am I forgetting his name right now? Brandon Miller. So those are
Yeah.
three cornerstone pieces that I definitely feel as though that they need to just flesh out the rest of the roster surrounding those. But they definitely hit. They definitely hit for sure on three people.
And
So
I don't know how he's gonna look, but Miles Bridges is coming back.
oh
Uh,
yes, I forgot about that.
he is coming
He
back
come back
soon.
Friday.
Yeah, he comes back Friday. So we don't know how he's gonna look at, so we're not gonna like,
He was
put
giving you
on him.
20 before he left. So
Yeah, so we're not gonna put any. He was taking a leap before he had a lot of legal issues going on. So yeah, we'll see how he looks and how everything is integrated with him.
yeah, definitely think he can add to that scoring punch. No pun intended.
Absolutely.
We got the Chicago Bulls. Mike already know my most disappointed player.
Can't
Like I
stand this
kind of
team.
I kind of spazzed on him a little bit. Maybe it was a little unnecessary, but I just it's like Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams, like it's no bright spots in this team. Like the front office struggles with draft. They struggle with everything. It's like they pick you and you were a six man in college and they picked you fourth overall, bro. And it's like maybe that's the front office fault. But it's like
Definitely
they looked at you to be uh
something.
something to like lift this team. And it's just like you're giving me nothing. You're giving me nothing at all, bro. It's like you're losing minutes because you're so bad. You're losing minutes to Torrey Craig. You're losing minutes to Javon Carter, who's a guard, and they
Yeah,
rather have him out there hustling because he gives the team something. They got DeRozan playing power forward because they rather have him lineups where he's playing big instead of
Doesn't
having
happen.
you out there. And it's
and that's
like
crazy. That's so
when
crazy.
when you're in a team in a situation like the Bulls, and granted, like their biggest issue wasn't their fault, but it was just the wrong team for it to happen to because they have so many other issues. Like when it's like that, you really have to step up if you're a young guy and really try to contribute. And he just hasn't contributed to anything, bro. He's
Yeah,
averaging like 5 points. He can't score from anywhere. And it's like the defense isn't good enough to keep you on the floor with zero offense, especially when you're not that high of a contender where your offense is so good you can risk having a guy out there who doesn't really score the ball that well. And it's like Chicago kind of already is in that situation because they have guys who could score the ball, and then they have Caruso, who's not really going to give you the offense, but everything else he does is so valuable. So it's like they already have that guy. So it's like if you can't do any of that, and they really invested this much into you, it's like where's your place on this team? And they
right.
invested so much into you. So I
Facts.
Patrick Williams just been one of my gripes this season because I've been waiting. I've been like giving him a little slack. It's like now my patience is ran up.
For me, uh, it's definitely Patrick Williams. Also, it's safe to say he sucks. Um,
Damn.
yeah, like, and I don't know if he's either injured because I haven't really seen him. I don't know if it's because every time I catch the Bulls, I end up turning them off.
He's
Um,
playing every game.
but
He's
no,
playing.
I'm not talking about Patrick Williams. I was about to say Io.
Oh, oh nah,
That
yeah, yeah.
was one of
I'll
mine.
miss like 2 games.
Yeah, Io last year I think he was one of he was very productive last year. But this year I don't think we're getting the same product that we got from him last year. Um so for disappointing, it would probably be those two for me. I couldn't keep it at one because uh I feel like Patrick Williams is just too easy. And to like I was really expecting Io to like take another leap in terms of like his productivity. Um so yeah, I would say Io and Patrick Williams. Those are my two disappointing guys.
Yo,
I feel you. I feel you with Io. I feel like I feel like the last 2 seasons. How long has Lonzo been out? Has it been 2 seasons?
2 seasons, maybe
Oh my
three.
gosh, bro.
Yeah.
yo,
I feel like when it initially
sorry to cut y'all
happened,
off, but I gotta be out right now because I got a meeting to run to.
hey bro, love for you to coming through, bro. You did
Yeah, sorry about
fantastic, fantastic love, bro. Appreciate
But I
it.
appreciate y'all for having me on. Of course, I definitely love to be on in the future, try to catch a whole episode. But this was unprecedented. They called me up right now. So I
Hey, it's
gotta
all
keep up
good,
with
bro.
y'all. I'll definitely stay in touch with y'all. Congrats on the podcast, of course, man. So
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
all right,
Love.
man.
All right, bro. Love.
Man, with with Lonzo, I just feel like when it initially happened, like Io, he did a great job filling in. I feel like it was kind of on the spot. They elevated him because Kobe White was going through his own stuff and they didn't really want him to start. Um, but eventually, like over time, I feel like he kind of just lost their faith in him. I don't even
Yeah.
feel like his game fell back. They just started dividing up his minutes. They started bringing in guys like Pat Bev and stuff like that. So now he got to split minutes with Javon Carter. Now he got split minutes. They be having Caruso be the point guard sometimes. So it's just like the opportunity waned for him, and now he's kind of in a tough spot where it's like now the rotation doesn't really fall in his favor anymore. But I do feel you when it comes to that. I feel like most surprising for me, which is crazy, because when we was having these conversations about how we see some players, I gotta give DeMar DeRozan some credit, bro. He been a little active. He been a little active
What?
in some he been a little active in some ways that I ain't never ever seen him act like this before. Like
Okay.
he been like looking at his numbers, like it'll show. Like he's averaging over a steal, which is something he hasn't done in a little bit. He's averaging a block
He
and
just
like
he's being
and
active defensive end.
he's being active defensively the best he can because he still it's still a terrible struggle, but like I've been seeing him be a lot active, and I gotta give him love for that. And the three ball hasn't been completely garbage.
Right.
He's shooting 36%, that's which is about league average. So I also have to give him credit on that. He's not taking them because he hates them. He'll never take them. But for the two a game that he does take, for the fact that he's been giving us a couple this season, like I gotta give him credit, and he's still getting the buckets. The efficiency is not on par. I will say that he's shooting 45%. For most guards, that's pretty normal. But you know, DeMar DeRozan, he's like just the vice president of the efficiency club behind Kevin Durant. So it's like, but I'm still surprised because he's being active in a lot of other places where for the most of his career he's been very uncomfortable and unwilling. So I gotta give him the love.
Uh, for me, the I can't necessarily say I have somebody on the Bulls that's really surprising me. Um, uh, I think uh this DeMar DeRozan is just him actually giving effort on the defensive end. Because for some reason he's never really done that before. Even in his prime, he's never really been somebody to give effort on the defensive end. Zach LaVine is going to be Zach LaVine at the end of the day. He solidified himself as one of the best bucket getters in the league. So he's been doing that. Still not the greatest defender, but he'll do his best still, and he's great on the help side. In terms of the other side of the ball, Vucevic is still probably the most consistent NBA player in the league
Don't
right
say it
now.
positively. Don't say it positively.
It is positively like
He the most NPC star.
he's gonna give you that 19 or that 15, 17, and 11. Like he gonna give you 11 rebounds no matter what. Straight 11, that's it. And then something with 15 and up.
I
He's
can't
gonna
give
give
you
you
10.
like,
He said I can't give you 10 this season. I can't give you 12, but I give you 11.
hey, I can give you 11. I don't have no problem with that. Double window, you know what I'm saying? Uh and yeah, like I can't really say anybody from the Bulls is surprising me, man. Alex Caruso's doing what Alex Caruso's doing, man. Like he's been,
I almost put him, but it's like,
but
that's who he is, bro.
that's who he is. Like it's not even a knock to him. It's just like
It's just shining because like they desperately need him
Alex,
to
yeah,
keep him
exactly.
afloat.
Alex Caruso is gonna go out there and be an All NBA defensive level guard every time he steps out on there on the floor. So I can't even say somebody surprising me on the Bulls because it's not.
I say next up we got Cleveland. I feel like the most disappointed is easily Darius Garland, bro. I'm like,
I have two disappointing actually.
I feel like you're gonna say Evan Mobley.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Both
Bro,
of them.
for Darius Garland, it's just like you look at the stats and it'll already tell like what's been going wrong. It's like on the floor, he's not trying to shoot the ball, and I just don't understand why. And then it's like obviously another one of his strengths is his playmaking, and it's been horrible. The assist to turnover ratio is almost 1-on-1. Like he's averaging 6 a game. He's almost averaging 6 turnovers, and I'm flabbergasted. I have no clue what's going on with like him at all. It's like he's not willing. It's like some games it just seems like he's unwilling to shoot. And it's like, okay, if you're unwilling to shoot, you're one of the best playmakers at your position. And then he
Right,
goes to do that, and it's like he's turning the ball over like he's drunk. And then he's trying
right.
to shoot the ball, and he can't hit a shot. He's shooting like 25% from three, like he Russell Westbrook. So it's like I have no clue what's going on with Darius Garland right now. Like I'm
Yeah,
completely disappointed. We're all three of us on the pod very high on Darius Garland. So it's just like really unfortunate to see. And like with the Cavs, like the guard play is really top heavy. So it's like we need Darius Garland to kind of relieve some of that pressure off Donovan Mitchell, because like we was talking about going into the season, like Donovan Mitchell will never see no success if like every team he's on, he has to be a glass cannon offensively, because he's a glass cannon. Like it's not sustainable. So
yeah.
I really do need Darius Garland to get into the swing of things.
It's so like I don't have anything to say about Darius Garland, man. It's just he's you said it everything. Like I can't say anything. It's nothing to describe. It's just like why aren't you taking shots? And it's like the one thing that gave people that okay, like what comes some slack was your playmaking, and it's like you just got bad at that for some reason.
Like really bad, bro.
So it's like it's nothing to say. It's nothing to say to him right now. But Evan Mobley, bro, oh my god, I'm really on the verge of calling him trash. Um,
He just don't got no offense, bro. Like it's okay.
it's not even just about like the offensive skill or the offensive talent because that's something I could live with. Like, because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, it'll be developed. It's just the the selection of when he wants to be and tries to be an offensive guy. It's just like why? It's like
Yeah,
why?
yeah, yeah.
Why? Your team is down 10, haven't scored in 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know. Right? Y'all getting blown out or whatever. And now you start trying to be the offensive guy and being aggressive and you're missing. And then it's like you're almost 7 feet or probably are 7 feet and you don't have no post game. You don't post nobody up. It's no reason why you got like a good 2 inches on Julius Randle and you're not posting him up. Like, and then the defense is not even that good. It's not even that good. Like everybody's saying, oh, he's a good defender. No, he's mediocre. He's mid. He's not that great a defender. And for somebody to be so tall, he's not a great rebounder. He's not a great shot blocker. Like Jarrett Allen is taking all of that responsibility on himself, all by himself right now. And he's going to do it. It's no problem. But imagine how much better the Cavs would be if Evan Mobley would just step up. Like, it's those two guys are highly disappointing, man, because it's like their potential is like super high, and it's just like, and we everybody wants them to succeed. It's like it's just frustrating to see, man. It's like wasted talent. And then for Donovan Mitchell, it's almost like he's in the same situation that he left from with Utah. Like I I don't know, man. It's like it's just hard, bro. It's hard. It's hard watching the Cavs. It's hard.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't have no surprising players. I don't.
I don't either. Like Donovan
I
Mitchell
was
does.
I was I was gonna get some love to Karis LeVert, but he really just a victim of circumstance because everybody's playing awful.
Yeah, like next team, man. Next.
We got Dallas, of course.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me go through. You doing disappointed?
No, we do it. Yeah, we do it disappointed first.
I can't say anybody on Dallas is disappointing me. I think
I
everybody on
can.
yeah. Oh, you can? Okay.
I
But
can.
for me at least, I feel like everybody on Dallas is doing their part. They're playing well. I have nothing bad to say about anybody on Dallas.
I do. Maxi Kleber sucks. And I feel like his time in this with this team is finished, bro. It's like I get it. He's been on this team for like 18,000 years, but it's like for the minutes that he do play, it's not even worth it. Like he used to be a starter and they used to rely on his defense. And it's just like I feel like now he just takes up minutes. Like you got young players on the team, and granted, they do play a lot, but it's like as much as I love the 25 minutes that Josh Green get, I think he could play 30. And I think Maxi Kleber could play like 12. I just like when he's on the floor, it makes me sad. Um, but I feel like he doesn't play enough for it to really harm them. But it's just like Dallas is a team where it's like they have some really good lineups that's like exciting, and then they have some really bad lineups that just makes me miss the other lineup. But I'm just like Dallas is the way Dallas is working right now. It's like it's not too many things you could be mad at. I feel like we touched on this when we was talking about like the opening takeaways, but Derek Lively, man, like what a fantastic rookie. I
And
feel like he's exactly what they needed, and I feel like he's just been very delightful that he has this pro touch going into it. Because I mean, if you're a hooper, you're a hooper. So for him to come in and you play with a guy like Luca and it's working out, I think it just goes to
immediately
show that
deliver.
he's a pro
You're
ready
immediately
guy
making, yeah, like he's immediately making an impact off rip.
immediately.
Immediately. So and it's beautiful to watch, man. Like it's just his effort, him running the floor, you got big men diving on the floor sometimes. Like it's beautiful to see somebody be that selfless at early in their career, because um he's just gonna give you effort every time he's out there, man. It's beautiful to watch.
And go ahead.
He, yeah, he was one of my surprising uh guys. My second
I say don't say Kyrie Irving, bro.
is Kyrie Irving, bro.
Bro, come on, bro. Bro,
Listen,
we know who Kyrie Irving
no,
is.
but it has nothing to do with him getting buckets and everything about
It's how he's getting the buckets
it not even how either.
and the playmaking.
It's his playmaking.
Yeah.
We've never seen Kyrie average 7 assists. This is something new. This is something new. It's like an aspect of his game just got, and it's like, granted, maybe he was always able to do it, granted, but obviously right now this is something that we're looking at and we're just not expecting that Kyrie was going to be able to do, or just even do in general. He's over here averaging 7 assists, something I'm pretty sure that's his career high. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Like on the line, yeah.
So
And he doing it cleaner than Luca.
and he's doing.
I
I
think
was about
the
to.
assist to turnover
I
ratio
was
is
about to get
like
into that.
3-1.
I was about to get into that, and he's not turning the ball over as much as Luca is. So it's just like it's beautiful because you got Luca and Kyrie, and they're getting those guys shots. They're getting their guys shots. That's why Grant Williams is shooting so well. Derek Lively's making an impact. You got Josh Green coming off the bench. Tim Hardaway is shooting well.
Their
Mavericks,
shooters are hitting the shots.
yeah, like the Mavericks are just fun to watch for me right now. Like if you love basketball and you say that you don't want to watch the Dallas Mavericks play basketball right now, there's something wrong with you. Because to me, in the West, they're one of the teams to beat easily. Arguably, probably the best team in the West. They're not, but it's arguable. Um, and yeah, like the sky's the limit for them right now. Like I didn't expect Dallas to be as good as they are uh in the offseason. So yeah.
I just want to say, like I tried to tell people about that roster. I was like, that roster clean. And that's another reason why like Derek Lively, like massive props, because the biggest question was like, well, who's their center?
Exactly. They was
Because it really wasn't nobody worth nothing on pointing out like they was about to start. So for
yeah.
him to come in as a rookie and be like, hey, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. You need a good starting center. I got you. Like
And
super impressive as a rookie, especially when you're not like a top 5 pick or anything close.
exactly. And then it's like Dwight Powell has been great off the bench at
I
the
think he
center.
needed that.
I think
I
I
think
think
they've
that's
been asking too much for him for too many years.
exactly. I think he needs to be a backup. I think he's been needed to be a backup center and not a starting center. So it's just like everything's falling in line for the Dallas Mavericks right now. And it's really good to see this for Luka and Kyrie and Jason Kidd too, man. Great, just great coaching, great
Jason
rotation.
Kidd beating the trash coach allegations.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I feel like last year wasn't his fault at all. That roster was trash outside of Luka. Luka was hurt a lot last year. It's just, yeah, man. I like the
Hey,
Mavericks.
hey, the Denver Nuggets. You already know, like that's just the team.
Yeah,
Obviously, Jamal Murray got to come back.
yeah.
But like I
I
I
can't
don't
name
even
anybody disappointed. Nobody's on no nobody. Everybody's playing
like
well. Like you can't.
I will say if you do want to point someone out, I guess you could say like Christian Braun ain't
Yeah, I was about
really
to say that, but it's like nobody's expecting him to be like at like jaw dropping or anything. Like I
exactly.
think I think it's just because
He was so
uh
good in the
he was
finals,
so
and
yeah he was so good in the finals that we just expected him to like be better. And granted,
but
maybe
this
he'll
is his
get
second
better.
year.
Yeah, it's
Like
his second year, and granted, maybe he'll get better as the stakes get higher.
yeah,
Maybe that's just kind of the kind of player he is.
yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and get on Christian Braun for just not necessarily playing up to the level that he played when adrenaline was high in the finals.
I'm not even. I can't even say I'm too surprised by anyone either.
Yeah, like
But
like Jokic
since we
is Jokic. Like
since we do have this platform right now, I want to give some love to KCP
yeah,
because he just and it's not a surprise because he just won a championship, but to
yeah.
just continue to show as the years go by that
He's an
he
important
he
piece on a
he's the
winning.
blue he's the blueprint of what you want from a championship role player. He just continues to show that he has it. I mean, I think right now he's averaging damn near 2 steals a game still. He still has that in his bag. He's still
Right,
shooting the lights out the ball. I think
right.
it's something crazy like 43%
Yeah,
on like 4 attempts a game. So it's like, and then he still give you like 10 points. And it's just like, what more can you ask from a 3-and-D guy? And just,
yeah.
and that's not surprising because this is who he's been his whole career. Once he got to the Lakers, he kind of beat those garbage player allegations. And like since then, like he's just been on a roll. So not
Right. Aaron
surprising, but
Phillips,
shout out KCP.
yeah, shout out to KCP, man. It's nothing like I think, yeah, it's nothing to really like just to get in with the Denver Nuggets. That's a great roster. They're going to be a great roster. They're missing Jamal Murray right now, and they're still great. Yeah, man.
I'll say one thing I'm looking for while Jamal Murray's out, man. I think the culture needed. I just need Reggie Jackson to come back and really like hoop. I miss Reggie Jackson. I want to see if he still got it in the tank.
Reggie Jackson still got it in the tank. He'll come out of nowhere and drop 25.
I'll say
Watch.
I need the vintage Bobby Schmurder game, bro. Like
Yeah, like Reggie Jackson gonna do some out of body junk out of nowhere.
next we got Detroit. Detroit too easy. Detroit super easy. I just
Yeah,
love everything I've seen about Detroit. I feel like their most disappointed player is obvious. James Wiseman, man.
absolutely.
Maybe you was never him, bro.
I've been, I've been,
Maybe you.
I've been, I've been saying this. I've been saying this since he was drafted. What I say, Harold? What I said that they should have drafted LaMelo. They should have drafted LaMelo.
Sometimes you gotta draft for fit. I just
They
don't think
didn't
he
draft
fit in
for
the
fit.
NBA.
Obviously, they got rid of him. He sucks. like,
He's
like
still he's it's like it's got to a point, and this was my concern when they started picking up so many centers. It was like, where does he fit in? And he squandered his opportunity, man. Now he's like at the end of the rotation. He's playing garbage time. He's not suiting up. And it's just like, bro, it wasn't supposed to be this way, bro. You were a second overall pick, bro.
they drafted LaMelo.
You shouldn't be almost out the rotation for the Detroit Pistons. And that's not a slight at the Detroit Pistons because they building something phenomenal, obviously. But I can't even say anything. It's just like, it's just,
Sucks.
he's the benchmark of disappointed right now. Now
He sucks.
on the flip side, man,
Most
we gotta talk about a man that Michael just didn't believe in.
I did. I'm going to come out and just say like I was wrong, bro. Like
And I drafted Dennis Rodman.
yeah, like like from the jump, like and rightfully so. I really feel like I had every reason to feel the way I did about the Thompson twins. Them playing high schoolers, all their like like you get what I'm saying? Like you're like they're just playing high schoolers. They're literally playing schoolers. Mind you, I'm pretty sure they were like 20. So like them playing high schoolers at 20 years old is when that's really like your second year of college. It's like to me, it's just it was something that I'm looking at and I'm like, why are we having a guys who are playing against 16, 17-year-olds and they're 20? Like, why are they lottery picks? And like on the outside looking in, I feel like I feel like I had the right synopsis. But especially Asar, because Amin is hurt right now. But Asar blew that out of the water first 5 minutes of his NBA debut. So
Asar Thompson has completely blown me away. My
yes,
biggest gripe with him going into the draft wasn't that he was an OTE, but I just felt like he couldn't shoot league, like he couldn't shoot at the pro level. I was like, I don't think he can shoot, and he can't. He can't. He can't shoot. But the
can't.
fact that he's a rookie and he can't score and he's found a way to impact offense is like mind blowing. I don't think I've seen a rookie who can understand how to impact a game away
And
from trying to score.
that's just
Like,
the IQ.
like,
Like that's
like,
just the IQ. Like knowing that you don't have to put the ball in the basket to be effective. That's just the IQ. Like it's just the IQ. Now, question: we've had a couple good games from a guy we've been, trashing for years.
I'm not giving
Killian.
Killian Hayes no credit, bro. What are we
I'm not
talking
giving
about, bro?
credit, but I'm asking, like, what's the limit for this? Like, say he continues to like start putting together these games that he had on his last two games. Like,
Then free Jay and Ivy and keep it pushing, bro. Free Jay Ivy and keep it pushing. If y'all look like if Detroit love Killian Hayes so much and they so patient with him and they end up working out, then it's like good for them because they had the space to be patient with players because they were very slow building.
Yeah.
We in a league where everybody try to do fast rebuilds and retooling. Detroit thugged it out, and it's getting there. So yeah, I don't wish Killian Hayes is trash his whole career, but you trash for 4, 5, 6 seasons, then it's like what, like what I mean. But if it is working out, then it's like cool. I just don't want Jaden Ivey to kind of just rot out
Right, while he's there.
under
Yeah.
Monty, because I feel like with Monty Williams, he always has one player that he kind of just loses, and then they gotta get him somewhere else. So if that ended up being Jaden Ivey, it's kind of unfortunate because he was getting so much tick. I feel like he said himself like how much he enjoys playing it. It just sucks because it feels like he never got a chance. They drafted him to be next to Cade. He never got a chance to play with Cade. So
Exactly.
it's like tough. It's a tough spot for him. But
Right.
sorry, man. Like it's not even like we already talked about. It's just like you look at the
It's,
numbers. He can't score. He's still giving you 11 a game. He's getting to the line a couple times. And but then it's like you look at the intangibles. This is a small forward, bro. He's averaging
like
a
2
two
blocks.
blocks a game.
Yeah,
He's
like
averaging a steal.
yeah, bro.
He's having these games where he gets 16 rebounds. And
He's
the
a
next game he get 4 blocks, 4 steals.
yeah,
It's like, who is this guy?
in my eyes, he's a sneaky defensive player of the year candidate. Not Wemby, him.
And I agree, bro. I agree.
Like we going when that time comes, we're gonna get into Wemby, but like
If he really holds this, like I'm not even being funny. Like they really gotta sit down and be like, we gotta get this guy like all defensive second team, like something.
right.
Like
Because it's like he has the numbers. The numbers are there, and we can match the numbers to the level of play. Like that was my biggest gripe with Rudy Gobert's 3 defensive player of the years. It's like he has these numbers, but you can't match those numbers to the level of play. Like Rudy Gobert is not a good defender. I'm going to keep saying it. Yes. Does he impact the game? I'm not getting to this right now. That's another team. That's another
it's
team,
just
bro.
you can't do that right now, bro.
Yeah.
You can't do it. The way the Wolves is playing, bro. You can't do that right now, bro.
Because of that ant engine. Word.
Bro, but you can't say he's not playing great defense right now. You can't say he hasn't been protecting the rim great right now. Like this stretch.
And been playing better defense.
All right, bro. You got the Golden State Warriors. We already touched on this. Andrew Wiggins that he caught the
What is
Monstars disease.
wrong? What is going on?
I don't know what's going on. Andrew Wiggins has just been so great since he got to Golden State, and then it's like he disappeared for personal reasons. It's like he came back and he not even like interested in basketball for real no more.
Yeah, like
It's got me wondering like what's really going on.
He definitely seems disengaged. It's just like why? And two, it's like he has the chance to like
really help right now.
Yeah,
bro.
like he has that chance to be that guy outside of Steph. He can easily average 20 to give Steph a cushion of help. And like it's just not there.
I'm not gonna go too hard because you never know what's going on off the court. But we're just talking about basketball situationally. The Warriors are in a really crummy spot right now. Some of it is due to decisions. Some of it is just due to age and bodies being worn down. Klay Thompson not a second option no more. You know what I mean? Draymond Green is a long way away from impacting the offense for real. He's scratching on 10 points per game right now, and that's like impressive. Chris Paul not about to go out and average 20 points no more. That's long gone. So it's like the well is run dry. Steph Curry, 35 years old, and he's not slowing down. He's still so inspirational. He averaging 30 points. He's shooting 45% from 3. That's just who Steph Curry is. But it's like as the season goes on, it
Steph gonna
cannot
Steph.
be a one-man show. It's going to be like 2021 all over again, but even worse because it's like because like Andrew, at least 2021, Andrew Wiggins was like an all-star. Now it's like
That
we
was
need you.
2022.
That was 2020. But it's like now it's like we need you, bro. We
Right.
really need you. It's like Clay is trying, but when it's gone, it's gone. He lost a
Yeah.
lot on both ends of the ball.
Yeah.
And it's nobody else. There ain't no Kevin Durant. Ain't no Jordan Poole to put the ball in the basket right now. It's just Steph Curry. So it's like all hands on deck.
Right.
And he's not here. It's like he's a ghost.
Yeah.
So whatever's going on with him, like I hope it shake back and get better because the basketball needs you, bro.
Right.
And most impressive, I'm gonna be honest with you. Steph Curry,
Exactly.
like
I
like nobody surprising me right now, bro. It's
that
just really mid.
the Warriors front office is finally washed. Like they saw this off season, they saw the Lakers beat them while remaining younger in a sense and go get more younger guys and said, we're going to get 38-year-old Chris Paul. What? Like, why? That doesn't make sense. Now, not only do you get significantly smaller, and you guys were already small, but you also like get older, and you have Curry older, Draymond older, and he sucks. Klay Thompson older, and he just lost it. Like, and you say, yeah, we're gonna add Chris Paul. That's that. We about to mess the league up with that one, Chris Paul.
They
Like, come
said
on,
we
bro.
cooked with that one. Oldest big four of all time. We cooked.
like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's like Steph doesn't deserve this. And this is why I say what I said. Like, they should have never paid Draymond that amount of money. Like, I'm gonna say what I said before. You can go get PJ Tucker for less money, and he's gonna have the same impact that Draymond has on the Warriors right now. He does the same thing. He yells at the refs. He yells at everybody. He talks trash. He's going. You know what PJ Tucker going to do? He's going to shoot the three ball if someone leave him wide open. That's what he's going to do.
Draymond been shooting the three ball when they leave him wide open.
Huh?
You gotta give him that. He been shooting when he been open this year.
I don't care
because the offense been that bad.
He tried, but I got PJ Tucker making it before he do. Like that's like I'm sorry. Like it might
You just
sound,
ignoring the playmaking of Draymond Green.
they don't like that's the thing though. They don't need that, bro. They don't need that. If you went and got Chris Paul, like why do you care if Draymond is playmaking at that point? That's what I'm saying. Draymond should have been gone for the Warriors for me, and you know that in my eyes. Like
I thought to be fair, when we was going into the offseason, I thought he was going, bro. I thought he was going to go to his precious King James.
Me too. But hey, man, that is what it is, man.
Houston Rockets. First and foremost,
I don't think anybody's.
I got to clap it up for the Houston Rockets. You already know. You already know what I'm gonna say, bro. I don't care.
Yeah.
Jalen Green, bro. Come in my office real quick. Where the leap at? That's all I'm saying.
He's not disappointing me. Like,
where the leap at? Bro, he came into the league and they were like, this is going to be an elite NBA scorer. If he's so elite, he doesn't, it's like, if you're so elite, bro, you need to separate yourself from the pack. He's averaging 19 points per game. He's smack in the middle between Fred VanVleet and Alperen Sengun. You should be the number one guy on offense right now. You should be averaging 25 points per game. You have a team that could support you going and getting a bucket. And
Right.
it's like you're shooting 40% from the field.
I also chalk it up to like it's he's in a weird spot right now for him. He came into the league and he was just chucking because that's all he could do,
Who else
right?
is going to shoot the ball?
Who else was going to
Eric
shoot the ball?
Gordon?
But now the Rockets are building, and then you got a coach like Ime who's going to challenge you to change your game, which is what he's trying to do right now. We see it in the game.
Change his game.
He's trying to change his game, and we just got to. I'm chalking it up to him being in the awkward stages of making yourself uncomfortable to be better. That's what I'm chalking it up to. I can't say I'm disappointed in him for that because most players don't do that. So that I'm sure I'm sure that took a lot for him to be like, oh, I gotta do this now, blah blah blah. I'm not taking as many shots as I want to, but if it's gonna help my team and if it's gonna help my game, I'll do it. And that's what he's doing. So I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed in him for that. And if anything, I'm surprised by that because Jalen Green, to me, I thought he was going to be one of those guys with an ego on the team with Ime Udoka. So, like I said, I'm not going to be harsh on him. I know he's trying to be better. He's changing his game. We're watching it happen, and he'll figure it out. I have confidence that he will, and then I also just have confidence in Ime. So I just have confidence that everything is going to work out for the Rockets, and it has so far.
I will say, because I be throwing in a little Fred VanVleet hate every episode, that I want to publicly just give him the love for the championship and for the years he's contributed. Thank you for being an all-star to my team. Thank you to Houston for paying that culture tax because it is paying off. They gave him that money to be big brother, and it's working out. I have to give him the credit. He still can't shoot above 40% from the field. God bless him. But y'all winning the game, so and that's all that matters. That's all
Out of
that
the
matters.
Goon, man.
Now the Alperen Sengun, the big surprise.
Y'all was calling me crazy when I said he's a top 10 big in the league right now. Y'all was calling me crazy. And what is he doing?
I'll be real. This might be Mike's biggest win. This might be his. This might be the best parlay he put in going into the season. I can't even lie.
I've been on Sengun, bro. I love Sengun. I love his game. That's baby Jokic. Baby Jokic. You heard it here first. I said this. He is baby Jokic.
19, 8, and 6. And he's leading the team in points per game.
Leading the team in points per game.
I did not see that coming.
He's him. Him.
I'm completely blown away by just what he's come out and shown. I think this is another one of those situations where it was just like the coaching change, let the talent just go out and do the thing. Because like he was already one of those players. Everybody was like, "Oh, this kid's good." You know what I'm saying? Oh, he could be something. But then his coach was Steven Silas, so it was like, But now he's going out there and he's playing for something, and now the talent is coming out and it's putting the pen to the paper, and it's just been phenomenal.
I knew
it's
what
been
I was
so
talking
phenomenal.
about. It's just so like I love his game, bro. Like I see his game and I just see a way more mobile Jokic, and I love that. I love that. I don't have nothing to say, bro. Like Sengun's the GOAT, bro.
Say you was right, bro.
I was right, bro. I was right. I was right, bro.
We're gonna hit up this team and then we're gonna close out with the LAs. But before we get to that, we got the Indiana Pacers. For the Pacers, I say for me personally, just because of my expectations, my most disappointing player has to be Buddy Hield. He's
But
just
yeah,
not.
you understand.
He's just not really shooting the ball. He's not really taking advantage of that bench role. Even a three is a bit off. And for him, off is 39%, but that's still off when you're like 42. That's like,
Yeah,
somebody like Steph, if he was shooting under 40%, you feel weird about it, even though that's still elite. And then like overall, like he's just not really hitting his shots. It's like he's averaging 13 on like 12 shots, and it's just really nasty.
right.
I really thought he would just take advantage of the bench role. It's like on paper, he's supposed to be a fantastic six man. And like mind you, Indiana, even if he's playing down, like Indiana's been phenomenal, just very exciting basketball.
Right.
But he's just been my most disappointing player personally, just because I had higher expectations for him this season than most. And yeah, I'm like, I don't even know if you got a disappointing player.
It was Buddy Hield. I agree with
Everybody
you.
else, yeah.
Buddy Hield is easily the disappointing player for the Pacers. Everything you hit everything on the nose, man. It's just like he was supposed to be like a great six man, and he's kind of like super mid. So surprised.
My most surprising might be a cop out, but I
Don't
I'm
say
just
Tyrese. That's not surprising. It's not
bro,
Tyrese.
bro,
Also last year.
bro. He's putting together a 50, 40, 90 season right now, bro.
By
He
averaging a double
averaging
double.
12 assists a game, bro.
Yeah, I know.
He
He's
just had a
him.
game with 17 assists and no turnovers like he prime Chris Paul.
He's
I'm
him. I
losing
know
my
this.
mind about Tyrese Halliburton right now, bro.
I don't.
24 points per game.
He's him. I know
I
this.
can't believe his bro. I thought like he had a really good season last year, and this year it was going to be the same or maybe like a little less. It's like he took a little another half step. I didn't think he'd be going out dropping 25 and 12. I was like, okay, he keep doing a little 20 and 10. You feel me? Maybe be like 18 and 10,
Right.
22 and 9, bro. It's like he's a full-blown playmaker. He's a full-blown playmaker.
Two-way playmaker.
Yes, bro. Yeah, I'm
Play D.
just
He do play D.
it's just like I knew he was going to be something good, but I didn't think he was going to be something phenomenal.
I
And
get that.
it's just
I
like
get
I'm
that.
loving it, bro.
I get that. I still think it's a cop out. But my most surprising player is
You
Obi
might say
Toppin.
Miles Turner. Okay.
Oh, it's Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin. I don't think anybody expected Obi Toppin to be as good as he is right now.
Nah, bro, it's just because you think Obi Toppin sucks.
When did I say Obi Toppin sucks?
You was like he was mid on the Knicks.
He was mid on, but he was mid on
I was like he just needs to be on the Pacers.
Oh snap! I do remember. Yeah. All right. I look. He think. I never said he was trash though. I said he was mid because he was mid on that team. Obviously, like he's balling now. Like that three ball falling, he gonna dunk the ball. Like he's a dunker. He gonna dunk the ball. The defense is there. I love the effort on defense right now. Just one thing I would like to see from him is probably being more like aggressive on the boards. He like I know like he's that momentum highlight changing dunk kind of guy, so he likes to leak out a lot. But I think he would really like up his stock and up the Pacers play to another level if he just fought for boards. Like he loves to leak out and he leaks out a little too much for me. He want them dunks. Like he really want them dunks like bad. Like he be itching and twitching for them. But like if he just goes and gets more rebounds, like I want him to average at least how much he's averaging rebounds wise right now.
I want to say something light like 6.
Yeah, like that's too low for me. Like at least go up there to let's up that to like 8, 9. I'm not saying you got to be in double digits, but like go fight for those rebounds. Go help out Miles Turner for them rebounds. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Obi Toppin the most surprising player for me for the Pacers.
We're gonna do the Lakers because I want to close out with their little bro.
All right.
But Bro, it's like for the Lakers, I can have a lot of people for
Oh,
most disappointing.
can I go? Can I
Go
go
ahead,
first?
brother.
For most disappointed, everybody except LeBron James.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not gonna come in here and disrespect Anthony Davis like that, bro.
Everybody except LeBron James.
Bro, what?
Yes.
Bro, you cannot tell me Anthony Davis has not been putting together fantastic games.
He's been when it's time to win a close game, he disappears. And then LeBron is out there alone.
Bro, that was like one game.
Oh, was it? No, it wasn't. Yo, that Suns game that they just played, they won that because of LeBron, Reeves, and Cam Reddish. He was nowhere to be found. He was
Cause
nowhere
it's like
to.
at the end of the game, he locked in defensively, bro.
I get it. Like, I know, but you're still like, you still LeBron. Like, I still feel like LeBron can't fully chill. Like,
He was never going fully chill,
I
bro.
know he was never going to fully chill, but I'm saying like LeBron, LeBron hasn't had that game where Anthony Davis is going off and he could say, "Oh, let's just feed him the whole game since they won a championship." Like maybe I am being hard on AD. Maybe I am. But this is but and I know I'm never going to get the AD that we got when he was on the Pelicans.
It's just different.
But
It was like he was the offense in New Orleans, bro. Now
yeah,
he has to. He was already a defensive talent. Now he has to focus a lot more on defense than normally, bro.
I get it. I really do, but I I just don't think the offense has to take the dip that it takes.
He's
If you
averaging 24 points a game.
bro, he need to average 25, 26. He need to turn into the first option. There's no reason why LeBron is still the first option.
Bro, and I agree with that. And I just think that comes with them putting LeBron back as a forward, bro. It was like when they had LeBron playing point guard and stuff like that, he really was like the first option. I
That's
think it kind of
already
takes him I think it kind of takes him out of it having so many like guards with the ball in their hand versus like and then on top of that is guards with the ball in their hand and LeBron and him. When it was like LeBron with the ball in his hand and it was just shooters and it was Anthony Davis, he was the first option. I feel like when they got away from that, it was like a lost cause trying to make AD the first option. But like for me, my most disappointed, it could be Austin Reeves. But for me personally, it couldn't be because the media was hyping him
that's what
up.
I'm saying. The media
He playing exactly who he is, bro.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like the media just made him bigger than what he was.
And if I could say D'Angelo Russell, because he's not really shooting the ball very well. But D'Angelo Russell hasn't really shot the ball very well his entire career consistently. So it's like
Yeah, he had that one good season.
for me is easily Gabe Vincent. I feel like that's like a easy so easy to point out. He was just such a better player the last 2 seasons he was in Miami. And he just caught LeBronitis. It's just like he went to play with LeBron and he just stinks. He stinks it up the whole game. He played 30 minutes and every possession he just stinks it up.
That Miami Heat Dark Magic ran out.
So that Miami the Pat Riley sacrificed and then called up some. I feel like and then like most surprising, I had Christian Wood just because of who Christian Wood is. I didn't think he had it in him to be a hustle guy, to be a guy who kind of like understands his role and takes pride in it. Um, a lot of Christian Wood career, it was like an ego question. He had like this weird talent where it was like, okay, this might be like a 20 and 10 guy, but like kinda, and then like he's a weird locker room guy. And so like he didn't really fit anywhere. So for him to come here making basically no money for the NBA and then to just like to kind of play like a glue guy I didn't really see that coming. I'm very surprised that he's playing like positive basketball. He's usually a very like empty basketball type of guy. So for him to
I
come
think
into a team that needs full basketball and to play it was not what I was expecting.
right. Heavy on the empty. Like a lot of his stats usually used to be empty. It's just like they didn't mean anything. Like so I agree with you on that.
Now we're gonna split this in half, so we're gonna finish big. We gotta talk about the talk of the town, the Hall of Fame Clippers, who have yet to win a basketball game in the National Basketball Association. My the most disappointed player should be beyond obvious. The system.
The system, the beard. He sucks.
Boy, oh boy. And the biggest gripe I have with this is like, all right, like on paper, the talent thing, that's always like a factor. It's like, oh, it's supposed to be so good, you always gotta give roster changes a opportunity to get the
Yeah.
chemistry up and stuff like that. But man, with this much talent, it should not take this long to win a basketball game, especially when you're playing teams like the Memphis Grizzlies and the Brooklyn Nets.
Sorry, Nahum. Sorry.
And the biggest problem is like, it's like Harden came in with this bad juju and it's just rubbing off on the whole team.
Right.
It's like I'm watching a Grizzlies game and a lot of the Clippers rotation are shooters, good shooters. And it's like they don't want to take a shot. Paul George wide open, 28 feet. He doesn't want to shoot it. James Harden in the corner, Coke butter cheese. He passing it up.
Throwing it to
Terrence Mann off the catch, one of the best catch and shooters. He don't want to shoot it. I'm like, what's going on? Y'all scared to shoot? And then it's like, all right, you have this fantastic lineup. The chemistry is off. The chemistry is terrible. They got Kawhi on the bench yelling at Zubac. I didn't know Kawhi had that in him to yell at his teammates. Harden got these people disgruntled.
And then like that, I was like, what?
The biggest thing that has to happen, and it's going to be a tough conversation for everybody, except for the guy that's going to have to sacrifice. I think this could work, but James Harden and Russell Westbrook at this point in their careers do not need to be playing basketball together at the same time. And I think it might be better if James Harden at this point in his career goes back to being a point guard, and Russell Westbrook might just have to run with the second unit, because even when they have to close out a game, they can't be on the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
In no other situation are we at the end of a basketball game and you're taking Russell Westbrook out the game. They took him out the game for James Harden.
Yeah.
And then James Harden, who should be at the end of games, he couldn't make a shot because he was off the floor, because they can't play him and Russ together. So it's like, it's either Russ has to go to the bench or this just isn't going to work. Harden said, give me 10 games. I gave you 4 so far. You gonna win the next 6? Because otherwise it's like 500 not good enough for all the stakes that this team has, bro.
Like, you could win two games, 3 games. Like, if them L's is more than the dubs, then like you suck.
Because me personally, if I go out and I have 4 Hall of Famers in my starting lineup, I'm not gonna go play a team that's 1-8 and their starting point guard that game was my height. Shout out to Jacob Gilliard. God bless him. I don't know how he made the NBA, but he did. He got that heart. But for him, for them to go out and play a team starting Bismack Biyombo and losing and not being clutch, Bismack Biyombo made them look small.
Yeah.
It's just like, we already knew it was going to be some issues. We already know whenever you throw all these names together, it's not going to immediately work out. But it's like, we even if the expectations were low, it's like at the floor.
Right.
So it's just like the Clippers are disappointing, but James Harden is the man you point the finger at because he done shook up the whole roster. And like everybody else that was involved in that Harden transaction, they thriving. Like they up in Philly, the grass greener on the other side. So it's just like, man, oh man.
Yeah, bro. With me, like saw this from a mile away. You already know how I feel about Harden. You say you think he needs to go back to being a point guard. I think he needs to go back to China. Um, it's done. He's done in my eyes. He's done. I got nothing to say. He's done. He's done. It's that simple.
Right now, I can't even say nobody surprising. Um, if we were
Nobody.
talking if we were talking about a week ago, I'd probably say Paul George just because he came out so hot. But
Harden,
since since Harden came back, like he taking everybody number. He taking Kawhi numbers. He taking Paul George numbers. He taking Russ numbers. So it's just like, goodness gracious, man, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
yeah,
Why are
man.
you doing this? Like,
Why are you doing this? Like, why? Why?
like I'm about to make the outro to the broadcaster that just spazzed on him for 2 minutes. Like,
Yo, he really killed him, bro.
but man, with that being said, we have come to an end to another episode of the Triangle Offense podcast. Shout out to Phritz for coming in, man. He
Very,
provided some fantastic insight for those 5 teams we started off with. Obviously, the big man not with us right now, but he's gonna come back. We're gonna start. We cutting this in half. We're gonna start back with Memphis, so he could come in hot, ranting
right.
about his team that he loves to hate. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. If you watch on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, of course. Follow the social medias. We're on Instagram, the Triangle Offense Pod. We're on TikTok, TTO Pod. And we will see you next week.
Well, yeah.